So, I really felt like I was not gonna wake up last night. Basically, if you don't know me, hi, I'm autistic. I have really realistic dreams, and the only way I know that they're dreams is the fact that I wake up from them. I live different lives on the other side of sleep, okay? And most of those lives are better than the one I live here. And that makes for a really frustrating, trippy reality. And I'm not complaining because they're literally my only escape. And if it wasn't for my dreams, I would probably be a drug addict. So I'm really grateful that I have them. But at the same time, I don't know why it feels so bad to wake up. So I'll tell you my dream, which wasn't a dream, it was real. I know nobody's gonna believe me, but it was. It was so real. Okay, I'll just describe it to you. So, last night I was back in boarding school. And boarding school was a very comforting experience that I had back when I was 15, but I was only there for maybe less than a year. And I often have dreams where I end up back in boarding school, but this time was a bit different. It wasn't the same room, it didn't even feel like the same school. But I was staying with my old roommate. The room was bigger and it felt more homey. It felt like I'd been there longer. It felt like, there was my side of the room. I even remember where every piece of furniture was, and then her side, and then there was a huge walk-in closet. And we were preparing to take off for Christmas break. Everything was as real as right here, right now, the way I'm in this room and I'm looking around the walls and feeling just the feeling of being in this room. It felt exactly the same, and I was looking around, and as I was doing that, I felt like, those memories of being there, they felt so nice. The memories of like sharing this space and time with my roommate and whoever else was in boarding school. It just, something about it felt like so cozy, and like I'd finally made it. Like I was gonna stay there. I'm gonna try not to cry through this video, but I can't make any promises. It felt so nice and warm and cozy and familiar. Like I'd been there such a long time and I wouldn't have to leave. And as we were preparing to go for Christmas vacation, I was watching my roommate pack up her bags. She was packing these huge luggages full of all of her clothes, and I was like, where are you even going? And she said she was going on a cruise. I'm like, why do you need so many clothes for a cruise? But whatever. I guess she liked to pack heavy. And I was just waiting for it to finish so I could go and pack my bags, because she kind of took over the entire floor space of the room with her luggages. But I didn't mind waiting. And there was part of me that really didn't want to pack because I didn't want to go anywhere. And I had a feeling, and this always happens to me in my dreams, I have like this faintest feeling that this is not gonna last. I have the faintest feeling that this is not gonna last, but it doesn't feel real in that moment. It feels like, why wouldn't this last? Like, yeah, I'm packing for Christmas, but I'm gonna come back. Like, this is where I am now. This is my reality. Why wouldn't I come back? Like, it's not gonna end. And I just remember like looking around, appreciating everything, appreciating the feeling of like having finally found a place where I belong, like this homey kind of feeling, and with people who were like familiar to me, and that everything was cool, like everything was chill. I didn't want to go. But I remember thinking, I thought exactly these thoughts. I was like, but this is it. Like, this is my permanent, so I don't have to worry. Like, I'm gonna be back here. In that moment, it was so real that I couldn't possibly fathom, like, waking up from that and not being able to go back there. So when I woke up here and I realized I wouldn't be able to go back there, that's like soul crushing. It's like every time I find a home, a place where I feel like I belong, maybe some people that I feel like I belong with or that I love, every time it gets taken away just by me waking up in this reality. And it's so fucking exhausting. And I know I sound crazy when I say all this stuff because, like, a lot of people I've talked to throughout my life don't have dreams like this. But I also know that a lot of autistic people do. So I'm hoping some of you will relate to me on this one. But I also see a lot of dead people in my dreams. So, like, I will run into people who've died in this reality over there, even pets. My cat, my dog, my dad, my grandparents, like, I'll run into them. And it'll be totally casual, totally normal, like they've never left. Even in those dreams, I always have these thoughts of, like, well, with them, I kind of have this thought, like, oh, I hope they don't get sick and die. But with zero memory that they've actually died. Like, when I'm over there, I have zero memory of being here. It's like my memory is always wiped clean. I'm still me. I still feel like me. But I don't have any recollection of this reality right here. It's really trippy. And yeah, like, the only slight insight I have is just this feeling of, like, I hope this doesn't end. Or I really hope they don't die. It's really tough being here. I don't like being alive. But there's nothing I can do about it. I know it's not too bad. My situation, my circumstances, I know this is as good as it gets here. But I'm still struggling so hard. Because if I could have a choice, I wouldn't have woken up. I would have stayed there. Where I felt like I belonged. I don't feel like I belong here. I never did. I never feel like I've had any friends that were real. The only person I felt like I actually connected with was P. And maybe that's why we're together. Not because of some overly romantic thing that happened and blah blah blah. Like, she's legit the only human that I felt like I had a real connection with, who could actually see me. Like, she was the first person to say that I looked autistic. And whenever I think about my life and my past, I think, like if it was obvious, why didn't anybody tell me that I was kind of weird? Like, why didn't anybody else tell me? Were they trying to be nice? Like, I would have appreciated somebody telling me that I was kind of odd, you know? It just felt like I was invisible, so. And my struggles were invisible, and everything I was going through was invisible, and I just had to go on and move through it. You know that I'm turning 30? I'm turning 30 this year. I'm a 95 baby, 2025. My mom had me at 33. Like 3 years from now. I couldn't even fucking imagine having a fucking child. Like, that's crazy. I don't know why that's so crazy to me, but that's so fucking crazy that I'm almost as old as she was when she had me. I had another dream, like, recently where it was with my dog, and I felt like I was never gonna have to let him go. Like, he was just gonna be with me forever, and it felt so nice. And I remember, like, when I was kissing him, I was, like, kissing him, like, so violently that I accidentally kissed his eyeball. And, like, I just remember the feeling of, like, his wet little eyeball, and I was like, oops, sorry. And it was so cute. I'm pretty sure that's where we'll go, like, when we're dead. Actually, I'm, like, 99.9% sure that's where we'll end up when we're dead. something like that, but even better. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of being here. I don't want anything here. Like, I'm being so 100% genuine. I don't want anything. I'm good. Like, as long as I have enough food and a roof over my head and a warm shower, like, I'm good. Because nothing else fulfills me. Like, nothing else feels good. Nothing feels as good as the stuff does in my dreams. And I don't know why this reality is like that. But, like, the contrast of it is so clear. And, like, if I had to describe how it feels there, it always feels like I belong, I'm safe, and there's, like, this comfort of knowing that I'm not alone. And it just doesn't feel like that over here. And sometimes interacting with people here makes me feel even more alone and isolated. And that's where I, like, throw my hands up and go, like, I give up. Like, I don't know how to do it here. I don't know. I don't know how to make this experience feel any better. It is what it is. And maybe this is as good as it gets. And I just have to grit my teeth and get through it. At least that's what it's been like up until now. I'm 30 years in, so we'll see if it changes any time in the future. I'll keep you posted. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.